in college, you're probably procrastinated in your life. Like, I flirted with danger. Like, I made it, like, a job of mine to procrastinate. So, like, going through high school, I mean, I was just like any other student, you know, I'd have my late nights and whatnot. And, you know, my parents were like, oh, I know eventually I'll grow out of it and whatnot. I didn't grow out of it. I just learned to live around it. And then actually, like, I really flirted with danger going through college. I think I actually just learned to, like, walk the line even more and more dangerously. So, I think some of my best moments. So my junior year, you know, see, I had to write a term paper for a class, and of course I put it off, and I basically wrote the entire thing in one day. So it's 3:30 that afternoon, and you know, I'm doing my bibliography. It's 3:15. You know, I gotta get across campus. I finally print it off. I print it off at 3:25, and you know, I gotta go across campus, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to run there. So I book it out of the library, and thankfully, you know, I'm on the track team, cross country team, so you know, I'm booking it. It's about a half mile there. You know, I make it there. Probably wasn't my personal best. I get up there. I get up to her office. It's like 3:30-ish, I'd say. I don't even know. Like, time kind of slowed down at that point. I get there, and she's like, you know, you didn't have to run here. You know, I would have been fine with it. I mean, 3:30 is kind of just like a general time. You know, I walk out of there, and I'm like, crap, I should have known that before. I mean, it probably would have been the case, but you know, I just wanted to be sure. So, you know, I graduated, so I went to college at Rockport like Fred. I graduated with my degree in environmental science, and I went on to SUNY ESF, and you know, I continued my ways, I guess. So my first year, my last semester, I guess it must be contagious, because for a group project, we ended up having a similar situation. We did basically our term project in about a full day. We're sitting there from like 9 in the morning till 9 in the afternoon, and we still just barely get it done. And then in that same week, I have a paper I have to write, and I ended up staying up. I wrote this, a 15-page paper I had to write. I wrote it in about a 24-hour time period, and I didn't sleep at all. And it wasn't even 24 hours, I'd say it's like a 12-hour time period. I like put my first word on there, and then I finished it, and I didn't even sleep at all. I think I took a nap, and then finally got there and did it. But of course, I saved the best for last. My last semester, which was this past December, so I had another 15-page paper I had to write for my environmental protests and processes class. And I had been late with stuff before. Most teachers kind of forgiving, but you know, with the computer program we use, you know, to deliver it, you know, we have this thing called Turnitin, so that you're not plagiarizing. And so I'm doing other things, and like I decide, okay, I'm just going to hammer this thing out in 2 days. And 2 days becomes 1 day. Because the thing about procrastinating is like I try to give myself more time, and it's like I end up thinking about it for 90% of that time, and I end up spending 10% of that time thinking about actually doing it. So once again, I write this paper in the full course of a day. And so I'm finished up the bibliography and turn it in. Expiration time is 5 o'clock, and it's 4:58. And I'm like, crap, I gotta hurry up. I finally get the bibliography done, and I'm like, all right, sweet. I put it on, turn it in, and it's not working. I'm like, and it's like loading. It's like, crap, it's not working. So I close it out and I try again, and then all of a sudden 5 o'clock hits, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm screwed this time. So I just emailed it to her, and I'm just like, you know what, hopefully she's in a forgiving mood. And luckily, you know, I came to her office, and she's like, you know what, it's totally fine. You know, she graded it, and I ended up getting an A in the class anyway. So it's like, I think that as I went on through grad school, I flirted the line even more and more, and it ended up making my grades even better. So if there's a lesson to be learned from this, is that the more you can flirt with danger, the closer you can get to that line without like going over and being late, the better your grades will be. And this is coming from someone who's got themselves a master's degree. So that's my lesson to you. That's my story. Thank you very much.